I'm from a Yoruba tribe. In Nigeria, they will even say my tribe is lazy. Still, yes.
You have 3 degrees and 2 masters and you're lazy.
They will say my tribe is lazy because we are lazy because they say we are the ones that reads. So an average person in Yoruba land will be educated because we like books. But when you see an Igbo guy, you better be ready because this guy is trained like an Israeli. Everything is pressure. They don't play. You open your shop at 7, an Igbo guy has opened at 5. You take your own to 5, the guy will give you 4:30. Do you know that in Nigeria at 4:30 you can eat a hot cooked rice AM? Because the canteen has already opened, business has started, and this woman, maybe she slept at 12, woke up at 4:30. Then you think that's why they say we shout a lot. It's not because we shout, it's the pressure. The pressure on the system has made everybody to be so aggressive because everything is tested. Every bus you want to take, somebody else needs that bus to get to where it's going as fast as possible. So the road is clustered. Everywhere is pressure. If you go, you will see all those things happening, the dynamics. Everybody is fast, everybody wants to make money, everybody wants to be the best, the next Dangote. So we have examples in your neighborhood. You have the richest guy. As you are looking at it, you're asking yourself a question: how did this guy get there? I need to be there. If I'm a music, that's why music in Nigeria, just look at the music industry. That's why you can't sleep if you're singing. There are thousands of other guys also singing who has songs better than your song. You better bring in your A game or you will be so irrelevant.
By what people say about Igbos, if you enter a community, a village, you don't see an Igbo man there, please pack your things and go. It means that place is not conducive. However, let me give the flip side. Chief Tos Benson, T.O.S. Benson, former minister of information, now late. On one occasion on the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, and I'm not making this up, he said it publicly. If anybody can contradict me, let them do so. He said something about Igbo people. He said he had an Igbo wife and had an Igbo daughter, that he wanted to buy land in Igbo land for his daughter, for his wife, to say, I'm getting old, Tos Benson is getting old. Let me build in this place for my wife. He said that his in-laws told him that they don't sell land to outsiders. That is the irony of Nigeria about the politics of federation, of unity. The same Igbos who are so industrious that they are all over and they do well in other parts of Nigeria. You go as a non-Igbo man to go and buy a land. You will be told that you don't belong, even as an in-law.
There seems to be this mutual hatred between Igbos and Yorubas. When you ask the Igbos, they will say the Yorubas hate Igbo people. When you ask the Yorubas, they will say the Igbos hate Yorubas. There's always this mutual blame between the two tribes. The truth of the matter is this: neither the Igbos nor the Yorubas hate each other. The problem is about dominance. It is about influence. In about 100 years from now, or 150 years from now, Igbos and Yorubas are going to collapse into each other, cultural-wise, language-wise. It is inevitable that Yoruba is likely going to be the dominating culture and the dominating language. As it stands today, 80% of the street languages we are speaking in Nigeria are extracted from Yoruba language. Yoruba language makes up 80% of the slangs we use in Nigeria. Yoruba has been influencing Igbo for a very long time because we have more Igbos living in Yoruba land than Yoruba living in Igbo land. A lot of our Igbo brothers who live in Yoruba land have been massively influenced by Yoruba culture and Yoruba language. A lot of Igbos living in Igbo land have been massively influenced by Yoruba culture and Yoruba language. The Yorubas are dominating the entertainment industry. And once you have the upper hand in the entertainment industry, there is no two ways about it. Your culture, your language will be the dominating culture and the dominating language when it conflicts with other cultures and language. Just like in America, American culture is the dominating culture in the world. Through entertainment, America has imposed their culture on the whole world. People grow up in their own motherland, knowing more about American culture, about American politics, everything about America, more than their own culture. And that is what the Chinese, the Russians, the North Koreans are resisting. And that is what is going to happen. The Yoruba culture and the Yoruba language is going to be the dominating culture and the dominating language in southern Nigeria, when eventually all the cultures and the language collapses into each other. Northern Nigeria is not having this issue because a very long time ago, the Hausa culture, the Hausa language has dominated other cultures and languages in the north. We have over 300 tribes, 300 languages in northern Nigeria, but we don't get to know about them because Hausa language has influenced and dominated those cultures and languages a very long time ago. Fulani is just managing to attach itself behind Hausa because of their influence in politics. That is why you hear Hausa Fulani. But essentially, the Hausa culture and Hausa language has dominated all the cultures and languages in northern Nigeria. And it is going to happen in southern Nigeria. And Yoruba language and culture is positioned to be the dominating language and culture in southern Nigeria. So it is not hatred, it is not beef, it is not politics. This is nature. Human being is naturally resistant to change. So this is what all this beef between the Igbos and Yorubas is all about. Any other thing is a personal thing. It is an individual thing.
Hello my people, now welcome back to Naija Pitching. I'm on the year waiting people they talk about Igbo people and Yoruba people now. I don't hear them now. So my own my own opinion about this matter is that now look, this thing we be seeing they happen. If you look at the first video, so like now Yoruba person now in sit down, now in the upload Igbo based on the work where we say Igbo people they work on inside this country. Now Yoruba person now in they upload them because even some Yorubas, let me say Yorubas, even Yorubas them no say okay, Igbo people are good. They no say Igbo them they were normal and so Yorubas if they do well, obviously they with better Yoruba people, then go applaud you. And so they just did. And if you look at this woman obviously now they see on my screen and Robin Abati will just talk. Even Robin Abati say okay, any village obviously you enter, obviously you don't see any Igbo person, may you wrong for your life. Now we think the person talk. And all these things, and also you get some places where you say you enter, you don't see Yoruba people. The place no go just and get how the place go just be now. So the thing just the vice versa. And so it just dey. So waiting me, I guess to tell una about this matter. You see una will be Igbos and Yorubas. Now una suppose they close pass for inside this country because now una be the head. And when it comes to education now, let me say when it comes to education, now una Igbos and Yorubas now una. So when it comes to anything like idea, now una so una now una suppose get cooperation where we say okay, now go do where we say okay, now go get cooperation together. They do una things together, make this country mean go far. There is no need. Una not even suppose okay. They hate una self because according to what some people are saying, they say okay. Yoruba hates Igbos, Igbo hates Yorubas. Meanwhile, Yoruba and Igbos now then be the head of this country because okay, if you come more Yorubas and Igbos from inside this country, and this country no be they no go call them country again. Now village now they go call them. Now understand. So now una we say okay, now get understanding. Now una supposed to cooperate together so that okay this country will come well. What thing I mean by saying this country go come well if una come together. If una come together, now una will bring better person. Everything go make this country go well. No be this one where we say okay, Igbos and Yorubas, this one go come out. At the end of the day, this one go on they follow your own person sentimentally. And I'm not saying that sentiment now they make all these things. Now they make corruption. Now they make and still fool this country. If we don't know. So waiting me, I guess to talk on even this woman, where we say they see for my screen, you get some statement where we say this woman make, where we say me I get joy. This woman and they see for my screen now, Igbo person we married to Yoruba person now be. She don't talk story about herself over the story where she talk. If you watch the story like in go touch you based on say okay, she say okay when her father marry the mother, how things go, you not go hear them. So what me I get to talk on about, and I know say okay this country no be where this country supposed to dey. Now we dey for inside this country. So like we supposed like carry ourselves together to pick a better person wey be say go fit make this country come back, because the way this country dey go now, no be where we go talk na im dey go again o, because this country don dey go far now, don dey go where we no know, because all the politicians wey we know, none of them sef, even as we dey talk say okay Yoruba, Igbo now, if you look at some Igbo politicians sef, okay, after they don win their this thing, after they don make Igbo people suffer their self, vote for them, at the end of the day they go come focus on their own family, nothing go just concern. Na so Yoruba people dey, Yoruba politicians too, once they don suffer people, once they don suffer their own people wey be say they don win, they go like change their mind. Na so e just dey. That is why me I say okay, una wey be Igbos and Yoruba now, una get this country, so make una like align together, come together as one, so that this country like go dey well, because this country don dey get out of hand now. So na wetin me I get to tell una today. And you wey be say you dey hear me now, if you get anything wey be say you wan talk about this matter, abeg make you drop am for inside comment section. And also, if na today be the first time wey be say you dey come across Naija Pidgin channel, abeg make you like our videos, make you share am, and also make you subscribe to our channel, so that anytime wey be say we drop any ogbonge updates for this channel, na you go be the first person wey be say they go notify. Thank you.
To be here with you today to talk about a subject matter that is very close to our hearts, that very personal to many of us, very sensitive matter, very painful matter indeed. And yes, some of us have lived with some bitterness, and we make no apologies about that. We were a people in war, led into war not by our own wishes or design, but in self-defense. No apologies, Nigeria. No apologies to the world. But here we are. I'm sorry, I'm going to stand up, if you don't mind. My name is Onyeka Onwenu, and it's not the Onyeka Onwenu that you think you know, that you read about in the papers, but the Onyeka Onwenu that was born and raised in Port Harcourt. That's correct. And the person who made that statement knows. When he says DK Onwenu, he's telling you where this person came from. My father was the first arrondissement man in the Federal House, and he was representing a Port Harcourt constituency. He was the principal of Enitonia High School. He was a brilliant man, but he died too early. Thank you. That's my background. I'm also from Abia State. Since I am Adamazi, I'm from Imo State, Arondizorga, and I'm from Anambra, where my mother comes from. I can go there and live. I can do anything I want in Anambra. Nobody can say anything to me. I'm also from Lagos State. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, I'm from Lagos State. I married a Yoruba man. I have 2 Yoruba children. They only paid 5,000 naira as bride price, so we have the right to demand more money anytime. 5 minutes going. Yes, 50 years after I fought the war. As a young girl, 14, 15, 16, 17, I was in that war, and I lost many relatives. I worked in hospitals. I carried babies who died in my arms. I treated old people who took days to die. People were dying out of hunger. Even our soldiers were dying out of hunger at a particular point. But thank God, we survived. You see, when my father died at 40, he was a politician and also a principal, but he didn't have much money. In those days, you had to keep your day job, even if you were a member of the House of Representatives. Yes, my mother, an Anambra woman, was a trader. Put your hands together for Anambra women. She was richer than my dad, so my dad would borrow money from her to buy the land, and he never paid back. You know how it is. And my mother dares not raise the subject again. At the end of the war, I could not go back to Port Harcourt. My home was abandoned property. Those of you who come from Port Harcourt know the story. A home that a widow, my father had just laid the foundation when he died in a motor car accident, on duty. A building that a widow, and living just adjacent to us, the Ikopus on Hospital Road, we could see you, we could relate. In fact, I thought we were related because every family in Port Harcourt was together. You didn't care where they came from or who they were. Once you're from Port Harcourt, every parent had the right to reprimand another child that you saw misbehaving. It was a beautiful town. But we couldn't get back to it. So for me, the Civil War never ended. At the end of that war, my father, oh no, it never ended. It's still going on. I had no family house. My poor mother went back to claim the property she was beating into a coma by people whom she had helped all her life and sent to school because she's an Igbo woman, and now Port Harcourt belonged to another group of people. They forgot the sacrifices that the Igbos made. It's still going on. No apology has ever been made about that. The road that is now referred to as Harold Wilson Drive used to be DK Owenu Road because of the sacrifice that people like the Owenus, the Ikopus, you know them, the sacrifices they made in building up Port Harcourt. Here I am. So I traveled outside thanks to my sister who was at Harvard at the time, who organized for the rest of us to come and go to school. But we all came back to do what? To develop Nigeria. I have tried, with the little talent that God has given me, to use it for the betterment of my society and my country. But can I tell you something? That if I were a Yoruba or Hausa woman, I would probably have had more patronage, I would have had more help and more support than I have got by my self-help effort to raise this country up. But I'm not asking anybody for anything. I put myself through school. My widowed mother did her best, but I was working 2 jobs in America to put myself through school. I didn't want to take Nigerian scholarship because they were giving it to everybody, those who deserved it and those who didn't. And many of them were not even in school. I put myself through school. Wellesley College and the New School for Social Research. I have no apologies to make to anybody. I am angry. I am angry at Nigeria. I am angry at this government which seems to be letting us down. I am angry at us as a people. I am angry at my people in Igbo. Because if they have refused you, why are you refusing yourself? Stop complaining and do it for yourself. We've always been able to do that. How did we build Imo Airport? Nobody built it. We spent how many years raising money? I know it was my equipment that was traveling all over the country for concerts. I gave free concerts to build Imo Airport. That's who we have been. And I remember in those days, Ekurana, Imo State Union, Purana, Zetiobi, Dike Onwanofa, Oputa, Ikoku, you name them, Abakorana, that's it. No dispute. Everybody follows the line and gets done what needs to be done. Let me tell you about Ndibo. Ndibo are wonderful people. Let me tell you about Ndibo. Ndibo are resilient. Let me tell you about Ndibo. Ndibo are people with integrity, with conscience, with a feeling of humanity that they can reach out wherever they are and contribute something to that society and not care that they're not even from there. That's who we are. Do not categorize us as people who are uncles. We don't know, we don't have unity amongst ourselves. You're kidding yourself. We love ourselves, but we also love our neighbors. You see, to love your neighbor, you have got to love yourself. That's what the good book says. Love your neighbor as yourself. So how are you going to love your neighbor if you don't know anything about self-love? I am a proud Igbo woman. And know, yes, if there's anything you know about me as I walk into a place, know that there's nothing you can do to me in this country to bow my head. I will not do it. I am my father's daughter. I am my mother's daughter. As an Igbo person, I stand before you committed to the project called Nigeria. But at the same time, you talk about never again. with what is happening now, never again? I don't know. But I will soon take my seat. Let me say to the rest of Nigeria, you insult us, and sometimes we do the insulting as well, and that's terrible. We've come to a stage where we have to be insulting each other so badly. But go ahead. We will not succumb. We will not bow. We are children of God. We are here for a purpose. God has put us on this good earth for that purpose. You cannot drive us to the sea. You cannot tell us to shut up and take the pain that you are inflicting on us, abuse us on top of it. Listen, if you don't want us, then let us go. Thank you. Thank you.
Never seen Onyeka in this form before.